Nevada means birth freedom. What does this mean? Have you been hearing the hashtag or seen the Mothers Push Back movement or been a part of Nevada Friends of Midwives or seen the Instagram account, Nevada Means Birth Freedom? If you're a part of any of these, then maybe you're aware that Nevada families are facing yet another legislative battle coming this session that has the potential to affect your birth freedoms. First, before I explain a little bit of that, I wanted to share my birth story with you because sharing our stories is one of the most powerful things we can do. In 2003, I was pregnant with my third baby and living in Arizona. I had a wonderful certified nurse midwife, and I was planning to deliver in the birth center. Now, my second baby had been born by cesarean. So I had done a lot of research and was really excited about doing a VBAC in this beautiful birth center with these beautiful tubs with this wonderful, nice midwife. And very late in the pregnancy, she looked at my paperwork and said, "I'm so sorry, but Medicaid is not going to cover a VBAC. And because I am licensed by the state of Arizona, I am just not allowed to attend you in the birth center. So go ahead and check out all of the local hospitals. I have privileges at all of them, and I would be happy to attend you there, and Medicaid will pay for it." So I checked out several of the local hospitals, and they had absolutely ridiculous policies that would inevitably lead to another C-section. And I was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. Well, fortunately, I had the bright idea of finding a midwife in Nevada. Nevada has always been completely free for birthing parents and midwives to decide among themselves what kind of choices are appropriate for each birth. So I located a few midwives in Nevada, did a few interviews, decided that I loved my new friend Corinne, and had a perfectly smooth and wonderful home birth on the floor of my crappy new Nevada apartment. I went on to have many, many more perfectly smooth home births in the state of Nevada. Several of them were with the same midwife. One was unattended because I didn't call her in time, and one was attended by another midwife whom my midwife had trained because she was out of the country. All of them were just the most wonderful experiences. However, all of them, for one reason or another, would not have happened in any number of states where midwives are licensed because the checkboxes of the stuff that's not allowed were really starting to add up for me. So if you've had more than 5 babies, if you've had a C-section, if you're over 35, if you don't want to consent to an ultrasound or a vaginal exam, if you don't want to have a doctor supervise your pregnancy and birth, all of these are things that are strictly forbidden by licensure regulations in states where midwives are licensed. Now, they do vary from state to state, and some states are better than others. But in every case, I can tell you that there are many, many more people involved who are making the decisions about who you can invite to your own home to help you deliver your own baby from your own body than are reasonable. These laws are not just written by parents and midwives. There are so many people involved. So many of you were involved in the battle that we fought 2 years ago to keep midwifery free in Nevada, and I am so thankful. And I know that you are all so grateful as well that we still enjoy those freedoms today. I was absolutely delighted to attend the birth of my second grandbaby very recently, and it was on my mind so much that this might not be an option for my daughters who live in Nevada even a year from now if we end up with some kind of licensure that prohibits midwives from practicing the way that they and their clients decide between themselves. I know you have a lot of questions about what the legislation is that's going to be presented this time, And the short answer to that is we just don't know yet, because as I'm recording this, it's election day. We don't even know who the legislators are going to be, but we do know that the same authors who wrote the bill 2 years ago have called a stakeholder meeting and announced that they are going to be presenting the bill again, and that they have not written any language. Now, this is very hard to believe because the deadline for submitting bills is just right around the corner. So to think that they have not written any language is a little far-fetched, and we can only assume that the language will be very similar to what it was last time. And I can tell you that bill was very, very restrictive. It was so restrictive that hundreds, thousands of you came out in opposition of that bill, and the vast, vast majority of Nevada's midwives came out in opposition of that bill. Many of you will also remember that we won by the skin of our teeth, by one vote at midnight. We cannot let it get that close again, parents. We have got to rally our troops and fight this battle early on. And what that means at this point is sharing your story. Your stories are so, so powerful. Sometimes it's easy to forget how great we have it here. Many of us have a wide circle of friends and family who've also home birthed, and it's been going on for so many generations that it's normal, and we forget that outside our circles, other people in other states really, really struggle to find the midwives that they want and have the births that they want without any government intervention. If this is important to you, please, please take a minute, hop on your bed with your phone. It doesn't matter what you're wearing. You can be wearing your pajamas. You can have kids crawling all over you, and share your story. Post it to Instagram, post it to this group, post it to Facebook. Just let's get these stories out here. Why is birth freedom important to you, parents? Did you have the kind of birth that would not have been tolerated in another state where midwives are licensed? Were you maybe struggling financially and still found it important enough to pay your own midwife in cash rather than use services that would have allowed you to have maybe a birth that you didn't want? I'm so glad we're all in this together. I look forward to hearing all of your stories. Talk to you soon.